best friends got each other's back. We used to cruise around with a bass to the max. Everyone in school while I was in the lab, cooking up some beats that would turn into tracks. High school chillin', I was on a mission. I had bigger dreams of being a musician. Teachers always talked but I couldn't seem to listen. I lived in a fantasy land, they called it fiction. But I was gonna be big one day, playing shows on the road to a sold out stage. Nobody really cared or believed I would make it anywhere close, I would fail and fade. But that's cool, I love that, cause any little doubt gives me energy back. And now I'm in a place where I'm glad I never gave up on the dreams I had. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. Yeah, let's go. So if you want something big, you gotta swing fast, swing hard and commit. You might miss 10 times, but when you hit, just make sure that you get all of it, okay? People at the top took risks. Investing and testing is all that they did. It's not complicated, it just takes grit. So never give up, take a swing at it. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing. And big dreams lead to big things, and big swings lead to big rings. Championships or the big screen, anyone who did anything took a big swing.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the Pick and Roll Podcast, episode 124. I'm here with my guys, Blaze Radio, Rios from the Just Fans Podcast, and we got Randy. Randy is here. So, hey, welcome back,
heck?
Randy, again.
I'll blaze the screen, guys.
What is up, Blaze? What is up, man?
I don't know if they're going to use the secret weapon tonight or not, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
What's happening? We're down to 3 teams now. Love
We're
it.
down to 3, and Arcus is in the finals. Let's go, Arcus.
Shout out to your boys.
Let's go, Arcus. Everyone doubted the Thunder. Yeah, a lot of people doubted the Thunder, man. I thought Nuggets going to the finals.
I wouldn't say everyone.
Yeah, not everyone,
Yeah.
but with good reason, because they are pretty inexperienced. But hey, they proved a lot of people wrong. So kudos to them.
Maybe the best team all year.
Yeah, but before we get started, if you guys did not know, today, 2 years ago, our good friend Jeffrey Turner passed away. So it's a 2-year anniversary of his passing. And tonight at 9 o'clock, the Hardcore Sports Network will have Hot Takes and Headlocks with Joe and AK. They will be honoring Jeff and talk about all that stuff during the podcast. So make sure you tune in 9 o'clock tonight Eastern. So 7 o'clock for you, Randy, and 6 o'clock for
2
Blaze.
years already. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know, right? Randy and I were talking about it before we started. And I said this before, I'm going to say it again. If it wasn't for Jeff, this podcast would not even been started.
I wouldn't be part of the network.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy. Randy,
I said this before. He lives on through the network. He really does. Like,
yeah.
I'm sure he's smiling down on what we're doing and how we've grown and what you and AK have still carried on. So he definitely is. Cheers to him.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just like time flies, man. Time flies, and yeah, be there tonight at 9 o'clock. I'll be there. I'm not on the show anymore. AK is the new co-host, so I'm taking the back seat. So let's get this started. For the question of the day, it revolves around the Thunder. Are they considered a super team? Because I've been seeing that God knows how long. I'm saying no, because it's how they built their roster throughout the years. So let's start off with Blaze. Are they a super team? I say no.
No, because what the standard of a super team always was like a big three, and you're talking about perennial all-stars or legends, future Hall of Famers, and we've kind of touched on it the last few weeks where the super team is kind of dead. The big three is not really needed. We saw the Nuggets do it without a definite big three. We saw the Celtics do it without a definite big three, but they have stars. I mean, there's a difference between stars, superstars, and the elite legends, and actually, let me reverse that. They are a super team, the new kind of super team, which has a superstar, has depth, plays great defense, and with really fast pace, pardon the pun. So I guess, in a way, they're the new kind of super team that we've seen the last 3 years.
I would say I agree a little bit with what Blaze is saying. I would say they're like an organically built super team. They drafted really well. They've made the right moves in free agency. Like when they traded for SGA, no one expected him to turn into a league MVP and 30-point plus scorer every night. No one saw that coming. I'm sure the Clippers didn't see it coming. I mean, that Paul George trade has to be the absolute worst trade in NBA history right now.
Yeah. In hindsight, you got to say, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But SGA wasn't supposed to be this good. I followed him in Kentucky. SGA was not supposed to be a megastar. And as good as Jay Will and Chet Holmgren are, they're not at that level or near it yet. They're great.
No.
But their depth is phenomenal. The players off the bench are phenomenal. They're a great team. That's why I'm not really disrespecting them by saying, no, they're not a super team. But I think that term has changed, like I said.
Yeah. Randy.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Blaze and Rios. This is not like quote unquote super team build as brought a superstar over from this team, traded for another superstar from that team. It's homegrown built superstars. Yeah, they traded for SGA. Yeah, they might have made a move and got Isaiah Joe and this, that, and the third. But it's like they've done the right moves and then they built around it, like bringing Isaiah Hartenstein and trading Josh Giddey to get Alex Caruso. Like they brought in the right guys that had the pedigree, the dog mentality. They just need to show the younger guys that when stuff got tough, like, this is basically how to do it. And watching last night more than anything, that Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey trade Giddey might turn out to be something maybe not great, but maybe just a couple-time All-Star. But getting Alex Caruso the way they did and what he's doing and what he's bringing out of Cason Wallace, like, oh my God, I wish heaven now Cason Wallace would have fell a couple more spots to the Raptors when we took Grady Dick over him, because man, that kid is going to be a stud in this league. And you just keep going down the list, like Blaze said, it's just like another guy who gets more playing as this guy could be awesome. It's just like, got to give props to Sam Presti. They were sorry, Alku, but they were a bit of a laughing stock for a little bit there, when they didn't have anybody. But who really is when you hit rock bottom and you lose a Kevin Durant, you lose a Westbrook, you lose a Harden, you lose a Serge Ibaka. You're gutted from the inside out in a sense. So it takes a bit to rebuild, and they did it the right way. They showed the league, like both Rios and Blaze said, this is how you build a new super team. You build it from the ground up with decent moves here and there, and you just hope they work out.
So for me, it's about the picks that they got. I don't care about much of the players, right? The players are good. Players are great, but they don't last forever. They don't. So you got to protect your future investments. And look what they have here. They have all these picks. If the Sixers did not get the third pick outside the sixth, the Thunder would have got that pick. The Thunder would have got the seventh pick.
Insane.
If that happened, Blaze, how would you feel if that happened?
I mean, that's the way the ball bounces, for lack of a better term. But I'm glad Randy brought that up, because I think getting Caruso for Giddey was to win now. Because Caruso's seasoned. He's coming off the bench, and he is a veteran. Giddey, like Randy just said, he's got tons of talent. He's going to be better and better and better, but he's not there yet. Giddey wasn't going to be a difference maker where Caruso can be. Caruso and Hartenstein, that's huge pickups. That's like the Bruce Brown and those that Boston had.
They won the offseason.
And those are
The
By
bottom of
far.
the
Sixers did
barrel
because
free
they got
agent
Paul
signings.
George.
And those are bottom of the barrel free agent signings. They didn't make
Yeah.
a ton of headlines, but they are major contributors for teams playing in the finals.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
And
they
it's
have to
wasted.
win the title. They have to win the title now. That's the
Yeah.
caveat. They're going to be the
I think
favorite
they
no matter what, whoever comes out the East. They have to finish the job and win the title. I still say it's a successful season if they make it to the finals, but I'm sure Arku and Thunder's fans aren't going to say that because
No.
they've been number one
I-
all year. They're the favorites. They should win it.
Yeah.
No, if
I
you're the
think
top
they-
team in the league 2 years in a row and you don't win
Yep.
a championship in that time frame, yeah, going to be a lot of questions.
And
Not
how
only
long can you-
that, then you had your best player lead the league was the MVP. It's like Rio said, a lot more questions than answers.
How long can
Yeah.
you hold on to the team too? Mitch has always talked about it. Boston, they're not going to be the same team next year. They can't. They can't afford it. The way the cap is structured now kind of keeps teams away from being able to get 3 max contracts. I mean, it can happen
Yeah.
but very rarely. You're screwing yourself on the bench if you do that.
No,
I love
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
Especially with the Celtics, because they might have to give up one of either Jason Tatum or Jalen Brown, and
Well,
Brown
well,
would
with
be the
Tatum
easier one
not
to
play-
trade.
Yeah, it's probably Brown because Tatum's not going to be playing for most of the season, if not the whole season. So it's going to be tougher
hey,
to get rid
whoever
of him.
wants to take on that contract, my God.
man, I'm seeing so many Bleacher Report trade ideas where it's like Porzingis is going here, Drew Holiday's going here, Jalen Brown's going over here. It's like, man, this team ain't gonna have nobody. And it's like 2 years ago they were talking about this team being the dynasty,
Hey.
and look out, they're gonna be it all.
Coach, I got one for you. I hate the WNBA. Why would you? Your team can still come back. I know Coach is always a realist. He's
Come
always
on,
a
Blaze.
realist, and the doubt that he has about his team is legit. And
Come
it's
on,
kind of
Blaze.
I mean, especially down 3-1. Yeah, it's
trouble.
that
But
fat
what-
lady's warming up.
But what Coach has been saying about his team has come to fruition. You know, they're not being able to hang with the team like the Pacers.
Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna go into the Western Conference Finals right now with the Timberwolves and the Thunder because my dad brought up a very, very good point. What if Anthony Edwards was on the Thunder?
That's a big
Right?
Who knows?
My dad was like, Miss, do you think SCA would really take him over the Thunder if that would have happened? I'm like,
That's tough
I don't
to
see
say.
it.
very weird.
I don't see it.
I like the get you guessing putting that out there to see, but
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough to say. But real quick on the Knicks thing, the Knicks were built to beat the Celtics this year. They weren't
Yes.
built to beat a team like the Pacers.
Correct.
We said the last few weeks, too much pace.
Yeah, pun intended.
They're the fastest team in the NBA for the last 3 years. The Knicks,
that's why- Yeah,
They're
even
not.
small market Pacers and Thunder. That's gonna. And they were talking about on McAfee today. They're like a lot of people might not watch it because it's not the Lakers and the Knicks and the Heat and the big markets. But it's gonna be
Who cares?
if that is. It's gonna be one of the most amazing finals because of how these teams play, because of the pace. Pun intended once again. But you can't count Indiana out either if they make it. But they've got to finish the job tonight. And if they
And
don't,
you-
back in Indiana, you got to think they're going to win the last one in Indiana. Teachers
And
agreeing
you-
with me.
Huge shout out to Rick Carlisle too, man. Like this, he's doing a hell of a coaching job right now. I mean, obviously, again, sorry coach, but it's not that hard when Tibbs, using a 7-man D. Not now, lately. He's going to the bench a lot more, but only because of foul trouble. But I mean, that Indiana Pacers team, man, you talk top to bottom, like they got guys who just come in and you're like, oh, this isn't gonna be, and then they start playing lights out. You're like, who is this guy? Who's Shepard?
that happened to Rios when we were streaming the game. He's like, Mitch, who is this little guy? I'm like, that's TJ McConnell. I'm like, that is the guy who always hustles and stuff. Rios had no clue who that was.
Well, you
So
know,
Yeah,
it's just
see?
like,
you
that
know where
was a
he's
good
from.
point.
You know where he's from,
Huh?
right? He's a Pittsburgh boy. McConnell's born. He's a cult hero around here.
I did not
At
know that.
Chartiers, he was in Chartiers Valley, right outside of Pittsburgh. He's a cult hero. People have loved him because of his
I
attitude.
never
and
knew that.
He's small. He was underrated. He was never supposed to be great, but he's still playing. So Pittsburgh fans are now like Pacer fans right now because they just love McConnell. They want to see him get a ring.
Hey, Sixers, hello.
I want Coach to explain that. Is he just making a funny joke or is he talking about the Knicks? Or is he making a sex joke?
What college did McConnell go to?
Oh shit.
I don't think he went to a college.
Yeah, he did. I forget. I remember Chartiers Valley because that's
All
my
right, Google
hometown.
Master.
Yep.
Being in the Celtics wins the
I want to
Knicks
say,
championship.
oh, Arizona.
Oh, because yes, he went undrafted.
Yeah, see, and then Benedict Mathurin having a bad game. Now he's starting to pick it up. It's like
he-
he's got so many guys.
He started at Duquesne in Pittsburgh for 2 years and then went to Arizona. That might have been when was that
Woo!
coach?
Coach,
I'm
we
not-
miss you, man. We miss you. Come
Yes.
back when you're ready, okay? So for the next thing, Rio should probably pop back later.
Sean Miller.
What?
Sean Miller. That was the name I'm trying to think. Sean Miller was the coach out in Arizona. He went to Pitt. There might have been a connection there.
Oh, I never knew that. So, that's crazy. Now going into the rant of the day, right? Randy, I was telling you there was something I had to talk about, but it's
Yes.
not a bad rant. It's not bad. It's actually good. Look at what the landscape of the NBA we have right now, right? Look at it. The last 7 years with the different champions. And now you look forward of all these young guys. Curry's gone. LeBron is gone. Blaze is happy about that one. Curry's gone.
Oh yeah.
Curry,
He's got his
LeBron,
little Barbie
KD.
doll though. His Barbie doll's
Yeah.
still there.
So those guys are gone. You just look at all these young guys. Wembenyama. I go on and on. Luca, SCA, so on
You
and
know
so
what else
forth.
is you know what
It
else is
makes me go for it.
you know what else wild about the last 7 championships? I just heard this the other day. I had to bring it up. Like
Huh.
you said, 7 different champs, right?
Yeah.
You know what else? 7 non-American MVPs. The last 7
Yep.
of them.
Yep.
Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, Jokic, Shea. None of them are American.
The regular MVP, not Finals MVP,
Yeah,
right?
MVP
Yes.
for the last 7 years has been a non-American.
Hey, Ref.
Oh
Hey,
god,
Coach
now
goes-
Coach is trolling. Coach is trolling.
I don't know if you saw this as well, Blaze. And it was on. I don't know if it was on Get Up, but it had Stephen A. on it, nonetheless. But it said it was windy. Brian Windhorst. He brought up. He's like he brought up the last 7.
I think that's who talked. That's where I heard it.
Yeah, and he was saying, wouldn't it be nice if the NBA put on USA versus the world?
I think they will.
Yeah,
I think they will because of the success for the hockey one. That was
Yes.
amazing.
the
And
Four
I
Nations
think-
Cup. Yeah,
I think they
I mean,
might do it next
technically,
year.
they already did that.
Yeah,
they already
pretty
did
much.
it this past year, technically.
Yeah, but they had. I don't know if as much as I was an advocate of it, having the rookies and sophomores win and come in. I kind of know why they did it, but I kind of want to go a little bit back old school. Me personally, I want them to wear the uniforms.
Yeah.
Wear the white and the colored uniforms in the All-Star game again. I get it. You can
Yes,
still put out
please.
All-Star unis to sell,
yeah.
but let them play. Put a big All-Star patch on them or stuff. Coach, I'm gonna troll you back if you keep it up. Coach says he loves LeBron, and LeBron's the greatest ever. He also likes Angel Reese. I think she's good.
I gotta ask, are we gonna get a Kendrick Perkins debate again?
No,
Oh, God.
no, Perk the jerk. I don't want to hear nothing about him. He's been saying
Come
some
on,
real
Coach, pop on in. I want to debate about Perkins.
he's been saying some real dumb stuff lately. Like he's topping himself even recently.
Yeah. So back
All
to the
in fun.
landscape
Love you,
of the
Coach.
NBA, right? I love it. There's definitely some flaws in the league right now, like with the ratings down, the referees, Blaze. I know you're very against that and stuff.
I'm not against it. They make tons of mistakes. Something needs to change to get better. Obviously, I just don't like putting tons of blame on them for the most part. You know, there's definitely a lot of calls that can go. Plus, we've been giving them a lot of credit for the playoffs for letting these guys play, not calling
Yeah.
the ticky-tack fouls. And here's the thing, NBA fans bitch about, the refs, and then the refs start letting them play, and now they're bitching about them letting them play. Like, let the ticky-tack fouls go. You know what, another thing, and I see it more with the Pacers than I do the Knicks on the Eastern side. The bitching for a foul call, you can't do that. You got to get the fuck back on defense. Because
Yeah.
of the pace of the game, it doesn't work anymore. If you're standing there like this to the ref complaining, he's not going to change it. But now it's a 5-on-4 because of your stupidity.
Look at the Knicks, right? I was on the phone with my friend who's a Knicks fan. He's like, Mitch, Brunson and Robinson, they don't get back on defense. They don't hustle. And I'm like,
Smith.
Exactly.
Neesmith has Brunson's number.
Yes.
He's been
And
locking
I
him
was like,
down.
you know what hurt the Knicks? The trade of DiVincenzo. That hurt the Knicks more than
And
anything. You could say
Hartenstein,
Randall,
too.
but Randall
of them.
wasn't really a good fit. You could say Hartenstein as well, but for me, it's DiVincenzo.
Both of those dudes last year, if you go back and watch, they were that spark off the bench.
Yes.
And they still have it, but I don't know. And once again, against my thing, I don't really like to go against and blame coaches, but there's a lot of questionable moves that Tibbs doing right here. Like he's not doing what he needs to do to combat what the Pacers are doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of on with Coach now with that. You got to put some blame on Tibbs because he's not making the right changes when this stuff's happening. But hey, they could win tonight, and they could come back and win the damn series. You never know.
I know. Now my buddy was like, Mitch, you can't fire Tibbs now because they just took him to the Eastern Conference Finals, first time in how many years?
Yeah, that's kind of
it's just like I feel like they should let him go because they're going 8-man deep. The roster was pretty much good, but knowing the last game, which could probably be tonight, 5 guys whole game. And no Cameron Payne. There's no Cameron Payne. My buddy's like, Mitch, he sucks on defense. I'm like, what's the point? He can shoot.
He's trash. Sorry. He's not that good. He's not as good as people think he is. Not this year. I mean, he's shown before that he has been. But
you know who liked Cameron Payne there?
Halftime.
I am the Knicks fan. I like the Knicks.
That's why I hope the Pacers win just so halftime's wrong about the Knicks. All in fun. SVP is the man on sport. He's one of the last ones that are good, Arku, that I can like watching.
Yeah. I miss Around the Horn.
Yeah, that was did you watch the last one? He brought 24. Oh, you got to go watch it. He brought 24 different people. Like every segment was 4 more people, and they talked. It was kind of emotional too because
it was a tearjerker.
I watched the YouTube, but I did not watch.
But he's now got a YouTube channel, and his channel's blowing up, and he's still going to do the same types of thing. And he said he wants to do the same type of show Around the Horn on YouTube with fans.
That would be cool.
He said he's always wanted to do it with fans on the TV. Plus, they said they got a little too political and stuff like that on the show. That's one of the reasons why they may have gotten rid of him. But he has more freedom now, and people are going to go watch him. I mean, it's the streaming world now.
Yeah. And then coach goes, seriously, Tibbs is a good coach, but not a championship head coach. I agree.
Well, unless they win 3 games and then beat the Thunder, then we're going to have to change that narrative. But yeah, as of right now, he's not coaching them as championship level. But you know what? I do give Tibbs this credit. He's sticking to his guns. This is the way he's coached.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I would let him go. Personally, I would let him go.
That's tough after a successful season. Me, I'd rather see some changes. Maybe make some changes on how the team runs. But like I just said, he's set in his ways. We've talked about it all year, how he burns players out and likes, just me and you now, but everyone's like, screw you guys.
Rios is working. Randy's probably lost connection.
Yeah.
In the connection.
But the Knicks, I mean, I know once again, just like the Thunder, if they don't win it, their fans are going to be pissed. The Knicks have gone, to beat the Celtics was a huge success for them, but their fans aren't going to be like, yeah, we're glad we beat the Celtics but lost to the Pacers. You know what I'm saying?
Either way, they're going to destroy the city. Either way, they're going to destroy the city.
You know what they should have did? They should have tanked. The Knicks should have tanked so they would have played the Celtics in the finals instead of the semifinals. Shout out, Brian.
Yeah, he coached.
Yeah, that's his style. That's his style,
But when you look at all the coaches, look at Mike Malone. 5 games left to let him go.
Yeah, that was
strange. I know that was more backstage stuff, but anything can happen here.
He does good analyzing on TV. I really like his takes when he's
Mike Malone.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I really like him.
We've said it a million times. Just because you're a great player or a great coach does not make you good on TV talking and analyzing basketball. Doesn't always work. I couldn't believe watching the Morris brothers the other day gave me a migraine.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw that.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't waste your time.
I'm
Where's
not
Echo?
even.
Is that Echo coming from Randy?
Sorry.
Hello.
Echo,
Bobby.
Echo.
Echo. But hey, we're
I didn't know
good.
if he had a play.
So,
I didn't know if he had a play in the background.
so what is next for the Timberwolves? What is next for the Timberwolves?
Well, they got to pay Nas Reed.
They got to pay him or let him go?
Well, I mean, he's up. Nikhil Alexander Walker's up, and I believe something's up with Gobert. So it's like, personally, I'd move on from Gobert.
They gave up
But
5 firsts for him, though.
oh shit, yeah. See, like that.
They're
That's
stuck.
the slippery slope, right?
Then you got the
Yeah.
argument that he just won a Defensive Player of the Year and all that shit. Yeah.
He's one of the most overrated players in the league by far. The only getting rid of Cat, people don't understand that with letting go Carl Anthony Towns, they could not afford him in the long run. It had nothing to do with the playing to fit. They could not afford him in the longer run. So they're like, they had to do it, man. They had to do it. The fact that
think
they
they're
actually
also-
pulled the trigger is crazy.
They also probably are hoping that Randall opts into his player option 30 mil too, because otherwise they're in trouble on that end too.
Yeah, he didn't do jack shit. I love all my Kentucky boys, but when they play like shit, I'm calling them out, and he played like shit. But here, to answer your question, I think, and there's already rumors that SGA's cousin, Nickel Alexander Walker, is on the way out, possibly. But here's the thing. Rob Dillingham can be a really good player, and he's a rookie that hasn't got a lot of time. Bones Highland can be a really good player. And if one of those two step up, Mike Conley's getting kind of old. Maybe they get rid of him. But they have some young people. They need
Terrence
someone.
Shannon showed during the playoffs, Blaze. Look how well he did.
Yeah. Terrence Shannon's another one. Definitely. Another future. Those three can be stars, whether that's trade bait to get somebody else. So to answer your question, Randall can be good and great, but he's inconsistent. Gobert, same thing, inconsistent. Anthony Edwards needs a sidekick. That's what they need to do.
Mhm.
Find him doesn't have to be elite, but maybe a superstar, somebody who could be it may be Dillingham or Shannon or or Bones Highland. It may be one of those guys getting better, but Edwards needs a sidekick. Edwards is still one of the faces of the league. Don't get me wrong. But he needs someone to complement him better, more consistently. Not like a Splash Brothers, because we're talking about SGA and Edwards all year. And this goes to that free throw merchant bullshit that I can't stand. I can't believe I brought it up. These guys are not horking up threes all the time. They're taking it to the bucket. Same thing with Halliburton. Those three players are not 3-pointers first. Tyrese is most of the time pass first. So we got three players that are going to go to the bucket more, and they're going to get fouled more. And I know Rios isn't here. He's the one that went to argue the free throw merchant thing because he doesn't like SGA. But SGA, he's a 90% free throw shooter. So yes, I want him on the line if I'm the coach. And here's the thing, and they've talked about McAfee all week, and I got to give them credit. If you take all the free throws out of the NBA, all of them, SGA is still the number one top scorer. So it's not like all his points are from free throws. And if you go back in history, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, they had a lot of similar averages with free throws per game a couple of those years, 8 to 9. So you're going to call Kobe and MJ free throw merchants too?
Well, I believe they even shared a stat, Blaze, too, about that. And they were like, it was Jay Will, and he was talking about how, like, based on his numbers already, and this was before last night's game, based on his numbers, he was like, he falls sixth all time in free throw attempts at this point in time before last night. And they're like, that's nothing. They're like, Kobe was in front of him, like you said, Michael Jordan was in front of him. He was like, he's like, this is what you want in the NBA. You don't want guys on the outside jacking up threes. You want guys driving to the paint. And then if they do, they're going to get rewarded if you're fouled. So
it's haters. It's most of the time the people that are saying that stuff, or people that wish he was on their team or don't have him on their team. Same, just like game manager for football. And they
Yes.
call quarterback a game manager. I'm like, wait a minute. That's a really twisted narrative because wouldn't you want your quarterback to technically manage whatever the game gives you?
Right?
I mean, I don't want to dwell on that too long. It just irks me because people complained about this. Oh, NBA is just a bunch of people shooting 3-pointers. Now we got 3 superstars in the semifinals that don't do that, and we're not giving them the real credit.
Yeah.
That's how you do my little clip rate. Clip that shit.
Randy, good to see you back, bro. Much love. Hope all is well. That's from AK.
Hey, thanks, brother. Yeah, thanks, AK. I saw your comment there. I just didn't want to interrupt anybody. Nice to see you too, bud. Appreciate it.
I forget where I
Yep.
shared in the pick and roll, but I wanted you guys to take on it. I don't know if I can find it.
Is it in the group chat?
I think so. The top 10 of right now.
Yeah. I'll get it.
Can't find it. It's someone's opinion.
Yeah, I need to find
Or
it.
maybe I just send it to you, Mitch.
No, you can if you want.
No, I
but
can't find. I thought I put it in the pick and roll.
I remember seeing it.
Yeah, it's not there.
Yeah, see, you only had 4 last night.
It's not here.
For me, my love for SGA, and it's more than just being Canadian, but it starts there. Is
Here.
his ability to shoot and get even off balance? He's still able to find the angles and get the ball to the basket. Like, it's unbelievable. The fact that this young man's worked on his shot.
I
I
just
love how
sent
he calls himself the Black Steve Nash.
I just sent it to you, Mitch.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. This top 10 is actually.
And
You
I
can
looked
let me
at it
down
and
it.
thought, would I move anybody around? I'm like, I don't know. It kind of looks good the way it is. I can't really argue
You
with it.
keep it where it is.
That's what she said.
No. So this is from Evan Sidery. It's Bill Simmons' top 10 players in the NBA right now. And I can't really argue with that. I mean, I might put Curry over Wemby or, maybe move Halliburton and Brunson up because of what they did. Maybe move Luka down because he slumped at the end a little bit. But these, I don't know. Is there a name outside of these 10, Mitch or Randy, that you would bring into the top 10? If you say LeBron, I'm leaving this show forever.
LeBron?
No.
Oh, he's
I
gone.
can't leave and come back in.
See ya.
But is there a name? Is there a name that you would bring in from the NBA and the chat too? Is there anybody in the NBA that you would put over these 10? Not necessarily in this order, but as the top 10. I couldn't think of one.
I need it. If Joel Embiid was not injured, then yes.
Well, yeah, but this is current. This is as of right now based on this year. But yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you. And I like we got to hope that he's healthy. I'm sick of people saying he's going to get hurt anyway.
Let's hope he's healthy.
I mean, there's nobody else.
I'm trying to think.
If you think of the top scorers, I mean, that's only part of it. Banchero and Wagner were scoring a lot. James,
it's Wagner, not Wagner.
Kawhi or Cunningham, maybe. But not yet. I don't think yet. Kawhi, he's past his prime. Cade, he might get there, but these are there's nobody else. Jaylen Brown or Tatum. But this is based on this year. This is the best 10 players in the NBA.
I have no qualms. Like, I'm trying to find a reason to take out Donovan Mitchell, but every time I come to somebody else, I'm like, actually, it's like,
yeah. I mean, there's really no one else to put in. That is your top 10 players in the NBA.
I got it. Anthony Davis.
Based on this year?
If
That's
he
what I'm
wasn't
saying.
hurt, if he wasn't hurt, then yes.
This is based on this year. Embiid and AD definitely are top 10, but this is based on this year, current. Based on what they did this year. The best 10 players in the NBA based on this year. Because you could say LeBron. A lot of people could argue LeBron because of his greatness over 22 years. And I think he plays 23 years, and that's when he retires. 23. So that's 2 more years.
Fuck.
I know.
Definitely not Paul George.
We saw the video of him dancing after his severe MCL sprain.
Yeah. Oh, that's so severe.
To me, he's LeBron. He's ruining his legacy. To me, he's always going to be one of the best of all time. I'm not arguing that.
No
the
debate.
shit that he's been pulling is just it's not necessary. You got a fucking Barbie doll, dude.
Kobe White.
Of course, Damien with the dumb comment. We got Damien out with one of. Here's today's episode of Damien's dumb comments. Put it up there, Mitch. One of the top 10 players in the NBA is Kobe White.
I'm gonna clip that.
DeMar DeRozan.
Of course, Damien lives up to his moniker of dumb Damien's comments. I like Kobe White too. Trust, I like a lot of the Bulls players. I think they can be a surprise team next year.
I'm still trying to think. Devin Booker?
No, I mean, like I said, Banchero averaged almost 30 points this year. So if you're going to put anybody else in there, it'd be Banchero for what he did all year.
And he was injured too.
Yeah, but yeah. So how many games did he play?
Like 40 something.
60 something?
Son of a bitch in postseason. He averaged 29 a postseason. I'm sorry. Well, they don't even have him on here because of his injuries. He must. Never mind. Strike that. Tatum is the one that possibly could. Damian Butthole. Jeez.
Not Jimmy Butler.
Past his prime. I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan too. You name two players I really love, but they're not top 10 in the NBA.
No.
Cade Cunningham,
I got
Tatum
one.
are the only two.
I got one, but if he just kept his act together off the court, John Morant.
But wasn't he hurt most of the year too? This
Yeah.
is just based on. Yeah, I love Ja. I love Zion. I want them both to do well, and they would be. But like I said, that top 10 will be based on what they did this year. And with Ja not playing as much, it's hard to put him up there. But I'm rooting for him next year.
It's kind of crazy to think too. If you look at and you're naming off guys, Mitch, that aren't even in the top 10, and it's like, imagine if we didn't have injuries and injuries weren't a thing. Like this league would just be filled with studs.
All right, I'm gonna go a little Homer-ish.
Paul George,
Who am I thinking of?
Tyrese Maxey.
Yep.
Oh, I was going to say Grady Dick. I thought you were going to say Grady Dick.
And listen, I am the biggest Tyrese Maxey fan that I know that I've ever heard of, and I love. He is one of my top favorite play. He's in my top 10, but based on what he did this year, he did. And I know where Mitch is going with this. When the Sixers were doing this, Maxey carried him. Maxey still had big games all year, but then he didn't play like the last 2 freaking months because all So it's tough. I hope he is in this conversation in the future. But as far as scoring, it's Tatum, Cunningham, and Booker and Lillard. Those are in the top 10 in scoring, but not in the top 10 on that list. But there's nobody in that list I would take out to put one of those 3 in.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. You put one of them in, take one of them out.
You shake it in, and you put it.
It's the NBA hokey pokey.
That's what it's all about.
I know what halftime. I know who halftime would put in that list.
Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Trae Young.
Yeah.
I am in Penix bad. Hi, like the Knicks.
Halftime, how you feel now?
I am in Penix bad. Hi, like the Knicks.
Halftime, are you okay?
I am in Penix bad. Hi, like the Knicks.
He did stick to his guns. I'll give him credit for that. He picked his pick and he stuck with it. And same with you. You said Celtics and it didn't happen.
I said in the beginning of the year, I had Boston and Denver. And then once Denver fired their head coach, I went Boston Lakers. And then I stuck with Boston.
And that's a good thing because it wasn't easy to predict this year.
No.
It wasn't. That's
like a lot of people had the Cavs. And what did I say about Cavs and Thunder all year? Cavs did not prove it. Thunder did.
You're always going to put that over my head that you were right about the Cavs.
No, it's just I can't stand anything Cleveland. You know that, but that's a big part of it too. I just didn't see them without someone else really stepping up next to Mitchell, running all the way through the East.
Wait, next to me? Oh.
Next to Donovan. I couldn't see anybody you could talk Mobley, but that's defense. That's other, he didn't have who's his number 2 that was going to help them. And, they didn't have the depth either that proved. But they
Yeah.
could snap back next year. Maybe they go out and get someone that changes the game for them. They're already a great team. I'm not saying they're not a great team. I'm saying until you prove it in the playoffs, the regular season is just the regular season.
Blaze, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, man. You know, at some point you got to ride with your core, and then at some point your core is telling you, like, you know, something's got to be made. And when Masai Ujiri made the trade and sent off DeMar DeRozan and Jakob Poeltl to San Antonio, and we got Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard, like, that was it. And then, you know, like,
Go ahead, Mitch,
that was
brag. Go ahead and brag about it, Mitch.
I got it.
Well, this is when Luka was on the Mavs before Wemby got hurt. I was reaching with Bucelis.
Hey, I was close with Kel'el Ware. I was actually close with Kel'el Ware.
He's going to be good. And I was joking with Ben Simmons.
There goes my controller. Who did I have for defensive player? Oh, we all have Wembanyama except for Rios.
Of course.
We would have got that if he didn't
Oh,
oh my God!
listen, not really a hot take. He could be the defensive player of the year for the next 4 years.
Yes, as long as he stays healthy, it's probably his to lose.
Yeah, Randy, I'll put you on the list for next year. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you. I'll put Coach on here too.
Rios's boy, Amen Thompson, is a great defensive player too. He'll be up there, and so will.
We already know who Rios is going to take for next year.
So will Mobley. He did it. So he's still going to be really good. He's only going to get better. He's young. But
Yeah.
Wemby, no one's going to have 4 blocks per game like Wemby.
Westbrook. That was actually low key good.
Yeah, he had a good year.
Udoka. We all picked Udoka.
Westbrook did have a good year in that role, and I give him a lot of credit all year for being a superstar, a Hall of Famer who said, I will come off the bench if it's for the better of the team. And it worked really well for them.
I liked Rio's pick of Lonzo Ball if he was just healthy. If he was healthy, he would have gotten that.
That's like the story of
any ball.
Well, like we said about Embiid, we said about all these guys, Wemby. It's all if they're healthy. So, I mean, is there anything the NBA can do to make these players less susceptible to injury? I know one thing: stop wearing those fucking low tops. Maybe less ankle and maybe less. I thought from back in the day, I thought by now they'd have huge shoes. It's the complete opposite. I thought by nowadays they'd be locking in their ankles and having some kind of contraption that still gives them the lateral movement, but having that shoe come halfway up their freaking calf just to protect. Because look at these Achilles injuries and ankle injuries. Like, luckily, a lot of these guys, Anthony Edwards has an ankle injury he's playing with now.
Yeah. Chet rolled his ankle many times during the series. I've seen it a couple times, him coming down and that thing just snapping back. And I'm watching going like, I got to go for a walk. This hurts.
So
he's in trouble if he don't put weight. Hopefully he can put weight on.
I said this before. I'll say this again. LaMelo Ball needs to request a trade. He needs to get out of Charlotte. If he gets out of Charlotte and on a contending team, you can see him up there with Anthony Edwards. I said that before. I'm going to keep on saying that until my face turns blue.
Well,
maybe that's the trade.
Maybe
that's the trade.
I forget who said it right off the bat. It was on the McAfee show. They had a guest on. I can't remember his name off hand, but he said this will probably be the most incredible offseason in NBA history.
Shams.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, we had one of the craziest trade deadlines for a long time, but now, and here's the one thing though. Giannis is probably staying in Milwaukee. He hasn't
staying in the Eastern Conference.
He's probably, I'd say right now, 70-30. They're going to try to get him somebody instead of him leaving. He still hasn't requested a trade.
Okay. What about 69-31?
All this speculation is
just
that. Why are we even I mean, it's fun to speculate. We just did it earlier, and we always do. That's part of the game. But until he asks for a trade, why are we even talking about him trade? Because who's to say the Bucks don't go out there and get him 2 players to play alongside of him or something? You know what I'm saying? So it's like the KD thing. Who knows where he's going to go?
Rockets.
if Giannis isn't going to the Spurs, maybe KD goes to the Spurs. KD has probably eight possibilities.
I said
Yeah.
this.
Warriors,
Giannis
Lakers.
to the Heat.
I don't think
Giannis.
Giannis right now. I mean, my attitude will probably change but as of right now, he's not going anywhere.
Right.
He has to declare for a trade. He has to ask for one, and I don't think he's going to. Right now, it seems like, from what I'm hearing, and this could change, like I said, it seems like the organization is going to do everything they can to try to not trade him. That doesn't mean
You know what that means, right? Bye-bye, Glenn Rivers. Bye-bye, Glenn Rivers.
We'll give you Paul George. We don't even need anything in return.
And nobody saw the Luka to the Lakers trade. So I mean, who's to say there's some player we're not even thinking of that we might consider untouchable? That maybe behind the door there's something going on right now between two GMs. So it's like, you know,
ready for the Lakers? I got an untouchable one. I said this in a reaction video.
Connect.
Connect.
Dalton
I
Connect?
think they have him there until LeBron James is fully gone. That way you have Luka being the 1, and then you have Connect being the spot of 3, catch shoot. I think Dalton Connect is staying.
I mean, once again,
I
it's
think he's
speculation, but
untouchable.
I've seen him in so many mock trades where they're trying to get big name and get rid of youth because LeBron wants to win in the last 2 years.
You know who was right? I said the Sixers to take Jared McCain, and look now.
I got a funny feeling that Memphis is going to do something. Like I think the John Morant, Jaren Jackson, Desmond
that.
Bane experiment is kind of ran its course a little bit, and they want to maybe start heading down more of the youth aisle. So I'm wondering who the two guys they're going to go with, and then who's going to be the odd man out. I think they're going to keep Jaren Jackson. My question is, do they want to continue on with the experiment of John Morant, or do they want to see what they can get for a Desmond Bane?
Zion could be on the move too.
Yeah.
He's another, if healthy, he's a difference maker. You know, I'd love to see John and Zion on the same team.
All right, take a shot. Take a shot when someone says when healthy.
When healthy, yeah. Hashtag when healthy is now trending worldwide.
Well, I got somebody on my team that's got when healthy. With Brendan Ingram stay healthy, you know, there we go.
That's
Yeah,
what we
but-
should do next week. We should go through the whole NBA, every team, and name the most
Dude.
win healthy player. There's one
Yeah.
for every
God.
team.
We should do that.
One
Yeah,
for every
he's
team.
a
When healthy.
He's a Pelicans fan.
I love Zion. I'm a huge Zion
No,
fan.
I'm talking about
not
Juice.
I'm just not a fan of the name Pelicans. It's terrible.
So, Juice, I'm going to say this again. I
Here
am
we go.
sorry about your New Orleans Saints. Who is the quarterback there?
Hashtag pump your brakes is here. Stop with the who's your quarterback. It's fucking May. I mean, that's all I hear about the Steelers, the Saints, and stuff. There's so much.
Yeah,
time
but you
for
got
teams to
Rudolph
get
the Red-Nosed
quarterback.
Reindeer.
I hope he balls the fuck out and proves everybody wrong. Let's not get into football. I'm so sick
Who,
of the
Rudolph
disrespect.
or
I'm
who's
so
the-
sick of the disrespect he's getting.
Who's that
Rudolph.
draft again?
He won games. Hard. Will Hard.
Boo! That's Ohio State.
I hate
Boo!
Ohio State, but he's a perfect Steeler type quarterback. Shador's not a Steeler
Hey,
quarterback.
Brandon.
The other two they had last
It's
year,
May. The Saints are already drafting for next year.
yes, stop this football. Who's your quarterback? There's a lot of people said that whenever Josh Allen got drafted or Mahomes got drafted, they were saying to those teams, "Who's your quarterback this year?" You never
Sure.
know.
Hey,
what quarterback.
really-
Let's go back
really
to
quick.
basketball.
When is the NBA draft?
End of June, isn't it? Or no,
Yeah,
is it July?
it's just after the finals, Eds, or something, pretty much. The finals start the 5th.
Google Master, June 25th, 8:00. Wednesday,
Remember,
June
it's
25th.
2 nights. It's 2 nights. Remember that.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, Brian Pumper goes Kenny Gainwell. You know what's so funny, Randy? Halftime has been getting so much crap because the Eagles have Kenny Pickett and Kenny Gainwell. Now the Saints have Kenny Gainwell.
The Steelers have.
Or the
We have.
Steelers, sorry.
Steelers have.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's running back 3, so I'm not really worried.
But halftime is going to dish it all back. He's gonna
Yeah,
be like,
so
"Okay."
that means our show will be after the first round and right before the second round. So that's perfect.
So when is the first? The first one is Wednesday.
Wednesday, and then second round is Thursday. So we'll have
At
a
8
show
o'clock.
right after. Yeah, we'll have a
We
show
can talk
right
about it.
after.
Sweet.
That is
Yeah, we're-
actually perfect. Oh my
Perfect,
god!
yep. So Thursday we can
Wow,
talk
I
about
didn't
what
even
happened in
think
round
of
one.
that.
Yep. So Thursdays
Yeah.
works out pretty good right now.
I'm gonna be live. We're gonna be live streaming draft night 1, the pick and roll, and then the draft night 2. That would be great. Oh my god! And watch
Maybe-
the Sixers get Ace Bailey.
maybe
Yay!
we can just make the pick and roll round 2.
Maybe we can do that.
It started at 8 that night whenever the second round starts. Because we're still
You know
going to
what we
talk
could-
about round 1 while round 2's going on. Just
You
do
know
one
what we
show at
could
8.
do? Have
we'll get
pick
more.
and roll be night 1 and 2.
We could have it both nights, yeah.
Yeah, we can just do
Pick and roll.
that.
It's
That's
the pick
easy.
and roll draft.
No, it's to pick your nose.
It's the pick your draft.
Pick
It's the
your
pick
nose,
your
but you
player.
can't pick your friend's nose.
It's the pick your player draft.
True. We could do a mock. You know what we should do? We should have a mock trade or a mock draft on here.
A
And
trade
we'll just
lottery.
match up. I said the trade lottery one day. Because someone was talking about the draft lottery and someone was talking
And
about
trades.
trades, and I was like,
Yep.
trade lottery. But no, when the draft is going on, I'll have to draft on the computer and I'll plug in who got who and what. Oh my god, I can't wait for that. Can't wait
What's
for
crazy
that.
is it's just less than a month away.
Basically.
I know.
It's like when. Well, here's the thing too, and I think this goes back to benefit the Thunder. They get a week of rest. They've already scheduled Game 1 next Thursday.
Do you
So
know
we
what
will-
time?
So we'll do the lead in for Game 1.
Do you know what time?
I think it's 8:00.
Is it 8 or 8:30? Because no
pretty
good.
sure-
Edgecombe. All right, Brumper. No Edgecombe. I'm fine.
Thursday,
Edgecombe.
8:30.
Yeah, we could
On
do
Thursday.
pick
No,
and
we
roll
just-
during the game.
Just do the pick and roll, and then we'll watch the game later. And then Sunday's Game 2, Wednesday Game 3. So Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, and that means Chet and his little, they all get the rest. So but then people can also say, if you want to flip the coin, they got to stay warm. They haven't had a game in a week.
Yeah.
But if the Pacers close out tonight, they're basically a week as well. You know what I mean? So if the Pacers close out, then it's a week. I mean, unless the New York takes it to a 7. If New York takes it to 7, I think the Knicks win.
If the Knicks somehow take it to 7,
I think they
Then-
win. Huh?
they will win. But like I said before in the topics, Pacers, can they close out tonight? Because last night or game 3, I think, or game 4, I forget, game 4, they could not close out the game. They could not close it out. The Knicks were trying to come back. I'm like, come on, guys, come on, just close it out. It was a free throw.
You just didn't want overtime.
Huh?
You just didn't want overtime.
I didn't want overtime, and I wanted the Pacers to close out. Sue me.
Well, I mean, I kind of want them even more to close out tonight, just so there isn't no, both teams will have a week off, basically.
Yeah, I want them to end the night. Mentality. There you go. Oh man, I can't wait for the draft. We're gonna probably do a couple mock drafts. Yeah, can't wait for that. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Because the
Yeah.
topics wasn't much.
No, we can end it whenever because I got a show to do like immediately following this because I want to watch the game. So I'm gonna do my stream early to get it over with so I can at least watch the second half.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I just gotta run to the pharmacy, so I'm good.
Say it again.
I said I'm good.
Yeah, we basically
You're good.
covered
I
everything.
missed. Nice to meet you.
Hi, good.
Nice to meet you.
I'm the new star. I'm the new star for the Knicks. Hi,
Oh,
Who's number 6?
Porzingis. That's
Oh,
what happened. I bought 2. That's why this jersey. I got this jersey, a blue jersey, and see, he's right there. Porzingis.
You're the
And I got these
unicorn.
2. And I got these 2 posters too. It was all in one big thing.
You're the unicorn.
Yes, I am.
Uh,
We'll see what
all
happens,
right, guys.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna end this stream tonight. Make sure you guys tune into the Hot Takes and Headlocks at 9 o'clock, so Joe and AK can honor Jeff in the rightful manner. It's gonna be very, very good. I cannot wait for that. Oh, Blaze, I got WWE 2K. I finally got it. So
Good job.
I'm
I
gonna
still
be
haven't
streaming.
played 25 yet.
I'm like streaming on the Hardcore Play and Rewind.
There you go.
So, all right,
We
guys.
love you, Jeff.
uh,
we love you, Jeff. We miss you.
Miss you,
We
buddy.
miss you. Yeah, we miss you, man. On that note, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Catch you all later, guys. Randy, is there anything you would like to say before we head out?
Yeah, we the North. Peace.
Yeah, man. I catch you later, man. Peace.
Where's my brain?